What's a normal thing that makes you strangely sad? Death, it's a strange sadness unlike any other I feel. Watching my parents so in love. Seeing/hearing about people in happy relationships. Seeing people happy when I don't have happiness myself. Deleted. Waking up. Toddlers wearing glasses. Even though usually it's a short-term corrective treatment. Something about it just makes me feel sad and sorry for them. Seeing anything that's very cute. Songs with happy lyrics, but the music itself sounds slow and sad. Seeing other people my age in relationships. When movies end. Now it's back to this barrel of shite. A shopping street with a lot of permanently closed stores. Seeing all my friends posting pics of their families and kids on social media. I don't necessarily want kids. I'm not sure I even want a spouse. But sometimes seeing it all fills me with a strange sadness. I think so much of it is growing up it was something expected of me, not a desire, so I feel I'm letting my family down or something, dunno. People with well-established lives. I'm so close, but I just can't get there yet. Removed. A film ending. If I watch a film I'm sad for the rest of the day because it's over. The beauty of nature. The world is so beautiful and we get to spend so little time just enjoying it. Social media. It's normalized, I suppose. But I work at a marketing job for a mid-market retail website. It's amazing to me that even on a simple Facebook ad for some Nike footwear, the conversation can degrade into such vitriol without much effort. It just makes me sad to see, and I have to see it for my job pretty much every day. Dying, it's so normal and people die for every 13 seconds that pass by. I think that sad thing is that I'm going to die one day and am not able to accept it. Really weird thing, but it makes me sad seeing things in stores like Goodwill that I know people probably haven't touched in ages. I saw a Fantastic Four action figure a few months back from the 2005 movie and seeing that just made me feel empty-eyed. The passage of time. Listening to music from a few years ago, it reminds me of the times I was a kid. Growing up and seeing everything change ever so slightly. Sometimes I wish I could just freeze time and keep everything exactly the way it is. Empty houses. I feel sorry for them. The ukulele. Most songs that use one I find to be sad. Don't get me wrong, it makes a beautiful sound, but I do feel sad and sometimes cry a little when a song is so heartfelt and uses a ukulele as the main instrument. As a kid I sometimes got sad when seeing overly happy things. Like people unrealistically acting happy on TV, smiling toys, books with smiley faces, etc. Not sure why that happened though. Conflict. I work in retail. Watching an older person buy $150 plus of crap they don't need makes me sad. And yet, I have to swipe each item and tell them to hand over so much money. Very depressing sometimes, but that's capitalism. Going shopping reminds me of the vastness and complexity of industrialization and my comparative insignificance and ignorance. My wife hates taking me to the mall. Seeing a creature with low IQ punished that doesn't understand it is being punished or why. Seeing the empty space on the couch reminds me of all the people who I used to see, now no longer in my life. When a good book series ends, I feel like I'm losing friends. The new normal, people wearing masks and staying 6 feet away from each other, no one hugging or shaking hands. When an old person is walking around alone, makes me wonder if they have anybody in their life. Watching old videos of me when I was a kid. I just feel like I'm so old now, I'm not, and time just won't slow down. People eating alone at airports. Seeing people with their pets. I have a lot of allergies. When I was born I had something like 13. When I turned 7, my mom bought me a puppy that I named Sparky and he was the highlight of my life for 3 years. Then I developed an allergy to his hair and we had to sell him. Now every time I see people with their pets I get sad. Horses. I desperately wanted one for years and had the land and space, but my parents said I was too irresponsible and it was too expensive, like $40 a month for us, and now I see one and just think about how I will never get to ride one again. Whenever my kids have any kind of school function, it always makes me so emotional. Before quarantine my daughter had an art show at school. I almost made me start crying. It makes me realize how fast they are growing up. Deleted. Seeing my kids grow older and get more independent. I want it to happen, but the sadness is real. One day, they'll move out. More sad. Drive by a cemetery. Older people going out to eat and sitting alone. Scrolling through new and seeing all the reposts. That 123 people commit suicide daily. Someone eating out alone. Whales don't die of old age, they drown. Birthdays. Parents who disregard or even get angry at their kids asking questions. They are looking up to their parent as someone to learn from that they respect, and some parents just get annoyed and want their kids to leave them alone so they can watch TV or be on their phone. When I make a really nice cup of tea and go to take the final sip only to realize I had drank it all. Boarded up mom and pop shops in a strip mall near the new Walmart. The fact bag my mum is getting older. She's only 50 but just thinking about it makes my throat hurt. Seeing any picture of my daughter when she was young. She's so adorable, but it makes me realize how fast the time flies and that I can never go back to those moments. The concept of arranged marriage. I know it's normal in some parts of the world but it cuts into my heart like a knife. A Christmas tree the day after Christmas. Rain, I know it's good, and I haven't had a bad experience or anything, it just gets me sad. One of you local pet rescue had to close and although most of the pets were delivered somewhere else I was really sad. Removed. Seeing my friend at work. I have such a crush on her but she doesn't feel the same way. I feel sad cause she's a wonderful person but it makes me not want to hang around her anymore because I just want to cry. The ocean. The fact that I'll never live the dream life, I'll never get the beautiful mansion or fancy car or the high-paying job, and it's the same case most of the world, so it's pretty normal but it's still really sad. People adopting animals because their previous ones passed away. Hits me on a deep personal level and one of my reasons to work at the local shelter once this pandemic settles. Kids being all happy with their friends. I'm always so sad to think that one day, they'll start getting hurt by other people for no good reason, when they all start as pals. The normality of emotionally abusing children. It has devastating and real consequences, and just because it is common doesn't mean it shouldn't be stopped. Snakes. They don't have any arms. Commercials. Seeing uncooked prawns in a supermarket. Bear with me. They're in the same packaging as cooked ready-to-eat prawns and right next to them. I always picture someone with special needs who is able to live on their own and shop for themselves for the first time, having been taught how to be independent in some kind of adult learning facility. They like prawns, but don't realize the grey ones are dangerous and need cooking, so they eat them and get really ill. No idea why that thought always pops into my head when I see them, and it makes me feel sad every time. Removed. Empty rundown old houses. When they call in a substitute for a pro soccer game, but only for like the last 4 minutes, frown. Seeing stuffed animals in charity shops. I used to think it was nice they would get a new home with a child that loves them. Then I found out my sister buys them from charity shops to give to her Malamute/Husky. He tears them to pieces, literal pieces. Now if I see a stuffed animal in a charity shop window, I wonder if they'll end up with an Andy or a Sid. People being dickhead again and again. Seeing everyone I know move on in life with little to no trouble. I'm happy for them, but it makes me kinda sad that I'm not where I should be. Seeing parents spending time with their kids, or groups of friends laughing and joking with one another. I've never had either, so seeing that just sort of reminds me what I've been missing. Since we just had Father's Day. My dad, who is a doctor, nearly killed me and I'm disabled for the rest of my life due to his negligence. He went to work and my sister had to break into his house because I had a viral infection that spread to my brain and I went blind and deaf and was a couple hours away from dying of dehydration. At the hospital they said it looked like my sensors had been fucked up for 24 hours. It was a Monday, he doesn't work weekends, he was home.